keywords and some of the features, etc. Now in this session we will move to one more point, that is the thing data types. So this is also the most important point. So what is mean by data type? What are these things is before moving to that one, I will explain briefly. After that, I will move to the slide and then execution. So simply, for example, if you want to perform addition of two numbers, generally, what are the different types of numbers we have in our mathematics? Not related to any programming. In our mathematics, we have generally whole numbers. That is the numbers without any decimal point, and real numbers. Real numbers means the numbers with the points, suppose, and complex numbers. Generally, basically, these are the numbers of two numbers. Now, the question is very simple and straightforward. What are the values? That is, the two numbers are whole numbers or two numbers are real numbers. Assume only two, only real. Or one number is a whole number or one number is a real number. So any combination is possible. Any combination is possible. So which type of, that is, what type of value that are stored in a variable? So we already discussed what is mean by variable. In simple notation, variable is an identifier which holds some value. For example, previously we are doing a is equal to 5. What is the meaning of this one? Here a is called a variable which contains a value 5. So whenever we are writing this statement, some memory is allocated. Assume this is the memory inside the system. Some memory is allocated. Within the memory, the value of A, that is 5, is stored and that is referred by A. This is internally, this one is happened. So variable holds some value. For example, the addition of two numbers, suppose b is equal to some 6.3. Here, again some 6.3 value memory is allocated, that is referred by b. Now, what is mean by this data type? Data. That means whatever the value we are passing, that is called data. 5, 6.37, all these called are data. What is my type? The type of data. That means whether the data is a whole number or the data is a real number, like this. So finally, what is mean by data type? Data type specifies the type of information that is stored in a variable. The type of information stored in a variable is called data type. And again, I am reminding one more point. Python is dynamically typed language. This is the most important. That is the reason I am repeating many number of times. Python is a dynamically typed language. The meaning is no need to declare. That means generally in the remaining programming languages, if you want to use a variable, before usage of the variable, first you have to declare the variable. So this is the variable which is used only for this purpose. For example, int a comma b. This is one type of declaration. This is the type of declaration in C language. What is the meaning of this one? Here I am declaring two variables a comma b. Two variables a comma b which are going to use in our program. That is, before usage we have to declare these are the variables that we are going to use. And what is this mean by int? Here int is a data type. Int is a data type. The full form of int is integer. Integers in a sense simply whole numbers. Mathematically we are called as whole numbers, but technically the whole numbers are called integers. Okay, only the difference is Whole numbers in the mathematical notation, the technical notations, that is called integers. So, final meaning of the statement is A and B are two variables which are going to use in our program, and the two variable can hold only integer values. Only integer values. Suppose in the program you are assigning A is equal to 6, B is equal to 7. This is a valid. Why? I already said A and B are only integer values. For example, in the program, if you are writing 6.3, this is not allowed. Why? 6.3 is a real value, but you already declared that that is an integer value. Okay, but in Python, this declaration is not allowed. So even though if the declaration is not allowed in the sense, simply create a variable, assign the value. Now A is integer variable. For example, if you are writing A is equal to 7.7, A is a real variable. So no need of any declaration. Simply whatever the value we are assigning, based on the value, automatically the variable becomes such data type. The variable becomes such data type. Okay, this is the general scenario of the data type. Finally, what is the data type? Data type specifies the type of data or the type of information that is stored in a variable, that is called data type. Now we will move to what are the different types of data types that are existed in Python. Okay, move step by step. So see this definition exactly. So Python data type represents the type of data present in a variable. In Python, we are not required to specify the type explicitly. So we do not require to specify the type explicitly. That means no declaration. Based on the value provided, the type will be assigned automatically. Just now we discussed A is equal to 5 in the sense, automatically A stores whole numbers. That is A is an integer. A is equal to 7.3 in the sense, A stores the real numbers. Depending upon the type of value, we are automatically concerned. Why? Because Python is a dynamically typed language. Now we will move to different types of data types. Different types of data types. The first one and the basic one is integer data type. The first one is integer data type. So what is integer data type? Data type to store whole numbers. Integer in the sense a numbers without any decimal points. Numbers without any decimal points are called integer numbers. For example, A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. A is equal to 53. A, not only A, remember always the name is completely your wish. You can use any name by following the rules of identifier. For example, total is equal to 756. This is a variable. This is 100% valid. In this case, total is an integer variable. Total is an integer variable. Now, we have a predefined function type. The function type is used to identify the type of the variable. Depending upon the value that is stored by the variable, we can identify the type of the variable. So, type of A. Type of A. So output is an integer. So it returns integer type. Okay, I will show you the execution after completion of these things. Now, an integer value is represented in different forms, either decimal notation, binary notation, octal, hexadecimal notation. Okay, we will discuss each and everything. First one, an integer. Remember, again, I am repeating the same thing. All these are representations of integers. The first data type, integer. So the decimal form, decimal. Everyone know decimal. Dec in the sense 10. So decimal numbers are base 10. Now, suppose I am given any number to you. If you divide any number with 10, any number with 10, what are the possible reminders? The possible reminders are from 0 to 9. For example, consider a number 57. 57 9. Okay, 9 6 jar, 9 6 jar, 9 7 jar, 9 8 jar, 9 anything. Exactly, floor division. Perform floor division. Suppose I will explain step by step. First, the number is a very simple number. The number is 10. 9 1 jar 9. The remainder is 1. Suppose number is 11. 9 1 jar 9. Remainder is 2. 9 3. Remainder 3. And so on. 9 18. 9 18. 9 2 jar 18. The remainder is 0. Observe. You take any number. If you are dividing any number with 10. Sorry. I'm performing mistake. Ignore this one. I am dividing any number with 10. For example, 57. 10 5 are 50. The remainder is 7. For example, 59. 10 5 are 50. The remainder is 9. 60. 10 5 are 10 6 are 60. The remainder is 0. 61. 10 6 are 60. The remainder is 1. Again starts from. So the possible digits are 0 to 9. The possible digits are 0 to 9. So in a simple sense, decimal number in the sense a number, it is a combination of the digits 0 to 9 are called decimal numbers. A is equal to 10. This is a decimal number. For example, A is equal to 73. This is a decimal number. A is equal to 77789. This is a decimal number. Observe. Very simple and straightforward. Any digit which is in between 0 to 9 is called a decimal number. Okay, a number is a combination of the digits 0 to 9. For example, A is equal to 7 8 some letter A. It is not a decimal number. Each and every digit must and should be in between 0 to 9. That is decimal number. Next one is binary number. Binary number in the sense, binary in the sense base 2. Obviously, if you are dividing any number with 2, the remainders are 0 and 1. Simply, what are the allowed digits? The allowed digits are 0 and 1. The allowed digits are 0 and 1. So, ignore this 0 b. First, I will explain only the numbers. For example, A is equal to 1101. This is a binary number. Why? Any digit is a combination of zeros and ones. Here, a digit is a combination of zeros and ones. Suppose, see this one. All four ones. This is no problem. Triple one, no problem. 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 like this. This is no problem. Any digit which is the combination of zeros and ones called binary number. Called binary number. Suppose 1 2 3, it is invalid. Why? 1 for digit 1, no problem, but digit 2 is not a binary number. Why? A binary number can contains only the digits zeros and ones. Except the zeros, one and ones, remaining digits are not allowed. Okay. So first one is the binary, last one is the binary, and the middle one is not a binary number. And the next one is octal form. Next one is octal. Octal in the sense base 8. Base 8. So obviously, what are the possible values? 0 to 7. The possible digits are 0 to 7. So any number which is a combination of letters 0 to 7. See this one? 1 2 3. No problem. This is an octal number. 786. This is not an octal number. Why? 7 is okay, 6 is okay, but the digit 8 is not in the range. You got the point? Consider a number. You have to check each and every digit. Every digit must and should be in the range 0 to 7. But here the digit 8 is out of range. This is not an octal number. And finally, hexadecimal. Hex in the sense 6, decimal in the sense 10. So total hexadecimal in the sense base 16. So automatically what are the possible values? 0 to 15. So is 0 to 9 is okay. How can you represent the number 15? How can you represent the number 11? For example, if you are representing 7, 15, system consider this one as 7, 1, 5. It is not considered as a single number. It is not considered as a single number. Okay, why? Because by default we are using decimal representation. Only we have the digits 0 to 9. Any combination of digits 0 to 9 is considered as a separate number, not a single number. So that is the reason we are using 0 to 9 as the digits, and to represent 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are represented as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, either lowercase or uppercase. For example, see this one. F, okay. A, okay. C, okay. E and E is okay. So here all the four digits are perfectly fine. Why? Because all those are within the range. Here some A is equal to 7, 5, capital A, E. This is also fine. So 7 is in the range 0 to 9, 5 is okay, A is okay, E is okay. Next B, E, E, F, it is fine. But observe the last thing, R. It is out of range. So this is not an hexadecimal representation. Not an hexadecimal representation. Now see the one difference. Finally, you got four types of representations in integers: decimal format, binary format, octal, and hexadecimal number. For example, consider a number A is equal to 53. Consider a number A is equal to 53. Now check these things. 5 comma 3 is in the range 0 to 9. 5 comma 3 is in the range 0 to 7. 5 3 is in the range 0 to 15. Exactly. Now, is this number is a decimal number or octal number or hexadecimal number? This is the question mark. So I am writing 53. So 5 digit is 0 to 9, 0 to 7, 0 to 15. Now 53 is a decimal or octal or hexadecimal. Or suppose if your number is some 10, assume this is the number 10. So in the range 0 to 1 also. Now exactly, 10 is binary number or decimal number or octal number, hexadecimal number. That is the reason to provide separation among different types of formats. Among separation among different types of bases, we are using some prefixes. Prefix, that is before the number we are writing the prefix. Based on the prefix only we are identifying, okay, this number is belongs to this data type. By default every number is a decimal number. By default every number is the decimal number. That is, for the decimal number no need of any prefix. So in this example automatically this 53 is a decimal number. Now octal, if any number is prefixed with 0 o, again any number is prefixed with 0 o, that is called octal number. Now 53 is an octal number. Remember, even though it is prefixed with 0 o, the digits are must and should be in the range 0 to 7. Now any number is prefixed with 0x, any number is prefixed with 0x, that number is called hexadecimal number. And any number is prefixed with 0b. Always remember, capital X or small x, capital O or small o, and capital B or small b, whatever it is. Any number is prefixed with 0b, such number is called binary number. Okay. But remember the thing, all are integer numbers. All are integer numbers. Okay. Now, base conversions. What is mean by this conversion? Suppose I am given a decimal number to you. If you want to convert the decimal number into binary, simply you can use the function bin. Simply, if you are writing the statement bin of 73, so 73 is the decimal number. The decimal number 73 is automatically converted into binary. Suppose bin of 0x7a. So here the hexadecimal number is converted into binary. Bin of 0075. So octal 75 is converted into binary. What is the meaning of this one? So bin is the function to convert any base into binary. Any base into binary. Octal in the sense exactly convert any base into an octal number. Hex in the sense convert any base into hexadecimal number. Any base into hexadecimal number. So these are the integer representation. Under the data type, these are the first point. So coming to any programming language, data type plays a crucial role. Remember why? Because without knowing the type of data, what is the use of the writing the program? So the type of data is the most important thing. Okay. Now I will show you the execution of each and everything. The execution of each and everything. For example, assume a variable a is equal to some 73. A is equal to 73. So A is called an integer variable. A is called an integer variable. How can you know that whether it is an integer or not? Generally, manually, I know 73 is a whole number. But if you want to know technically, use the function type. Use the function type within parentheses, write the variable name. So what is the answer? The answer is simply the type of the variable. Type of the variable. That is the variable here holds an integer value. Observe class integer. So A is an integer variable. A is an integer variable. For example, B is equal to B is equal to 0B. By default, 73 is the decimal number. B is equal to 0B 101. Now, type of B. Check. Type of B is also an integer variable. So remember the binary, octal or everything are subpart of the integer. So every whole number in any format is represented as an integer. Is represented as an integer. Okay. Now the next one is simply already I have a value. If you are writing bin of A. So automatically the decimal number 73 is converted into binary. 73 is converted into binary. Oct of A. So 73 is converted into octal representation. Observe. So in binary prefixed with 0b. If it is octal prefixed with 01. Now hex of A. Hex of A. So 0x49. This is hexadecimal number representation. Now, one simple question. Assume some variable C is equal to 0x49. Not dash 0 is equal to. C is equal to an hexadecimal number. Now, if you are typing the variable, automatically the value present in the variable is displayed. Okay. Okay. Suppose see this one. A is equal to 73. Is it is fine. A is equal to 73. Whenever I am typing A here in the interactive mode, automatically the value present in A, what is the value? 73. 73 is displayed, right? Exactly. Here C is the variable which holds some hexadecimal value. Here I am typing C. According to our intention, what is it print? It prints exactly the value 0x49. This is our intention. But what it prints? C also prints 73. Remember the thing, whatever the value that is base you are given, automatically it converts into decimal form. It converts into decimal form and finally it represents in a decimal notation only. Don't be confused. Even though suppose you are creating a variable with some hexadecimal representation, we are creating a variable with hexadecimal representation. If you are printing the variable, remember it does not print hex value. It the hex value is converted into decimal and then the decimal number is printed. For example, d is equal to 0b 1010. So actually 1110. So what is this value? This is the decimal value. For this binary value, for this decimal value is 14. So that is the completely another scenario. How do you calculate these things? So 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 square, 2 cube, that is not related to our programming. That is not at all required also. So D value is automatically 14. You got the point? Whatever the base you are considering, automatically that is converted into decimal format. This is the first data type, integer data type. Okay. Now we are moving into the second one. So the second one is a float data type. Second one is a float data type. Float in the sense previously we are writing real values. Mathematically we are called as real values. Technically the real values are called float values. Real values are called float values. So automatically if you want to represent floating point numbers, you are using this float data type. Exactly everything is same. Suppose the variable f is equal to 1.36. F is equal to 1.36. No, now type of f. See this one? F is a float type. I think you know this one. In 1.36, here point, generally this point is called decimal point. Generally the dot is called decimal point. Here one is called integer part. Generally, a floating point number is divided into three parts. The first one is integer part. After the integer part, you are writing the decimal point, this one. After the decimal point, you are writing the fractional part. Integer part to decimal point and then fractional part. Now print f value. See this one? Whatever the value we are providing, exactly the same value is displayed. This is the floating point number. For example, f is equal to 1.200000 f. So generally, even though this number is a very simple number, but it takes some complexity. Instead of representing the large floating point numbers directly, again, see this point. So if you want to represent the floating point numbers, instead of the basic formula, that is the basic thing like this, we can use exponential notation also. Observe the point. Directly by using 1.2, it is okay. By using the decimal point, we are representing the floating point numbers. Along with, we can also use exponential notation. What is an exponential notation? This is E is the symbol for exponential. 1.2 E3. What is the meaning of this one? Remember 1.2 E3. Technically, this is converted as 1.2 into E3. E3 in the sense into 10 power 3. Okay. Suppose 1.2 into 10 cube in the sense 1000. Observe. For example, F is equal to 1.2 E3. What is the meaning of this one? This is called 1.2 into 10 cube. 10 cube in the sense 1000. 1.2 into 1000 in the sense automatically the answer is 1200. Observe, automatically the answer is 1200. You got the point? This is the thing. So E3 represents this one. For example, if this number is very large, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 zeros. We have 7 zeros. F is equal to 1.2 E7. See, like this. Okay, so here we got this number. For example, based on this format only, the numbers may be changed. Based on this format, the numbers may be changed. Suppose F is equal to 12EH, F, like this. Okay, so different numbers and different possibilities. Suppose F is equal to 0.12 EH. See, so everything is depending upon our representation, not the exact number, depending upon our representation. And one more thing, F is equal to 0.12 E minus 5. So E minus 5 in the sense 0.12 into 10 power minus 5. 10 power minus 5. That is also possible. That is also possible. It is converted in this format. Okay. So generally, according to our programming, we are not using this type of representation. Generally, for scientific purpose only, we are representing using this representation. Our normal programming, just a normal floating point representation is completely sufficient. So this is the float data type. And the third one is complex data type. And the third one is the complex data type. So I think you know the complex data type in mathematicals. So even though you don't know, I will explain, no problem. So if a number is represented of the form a plus bj, consider any number, a number is represented in this format, that numbers are called complex numbers. For example, generally we are writing some a is equal to 5. This is an integer number. A is equal to 6.3. This is a float number. For example, a is equal to 2 plus some 3j. A is equal to 2 plus 3j. Such numbers are called float complex numbers. This number is called complex numbers. And remember, in this, A is called real part. Remember that thing. So a complex number consists of two parts. A complex numbers consists of two parts. In this, here this one, the first part is called real part, and the second part, that is before j, this part is called imaginary part. Okay, a complex number consists of real part and imaginary part, and at the same time the numbers may be, that is here the a and b values can be either integer values or floating values. Suppose see this one, here I am using an integer value. Suppose this is one more example, here the values are floating values. Suppose some d is equal to 2 plus 3.2j, one integer value, one floating value, any combination is allowed. Okay, so the numbers are, that is the real part and imaginary parts are either integer value or floating values. And again we have a question, whenever comes to the concept of integer, integer is represented in decimal format, octal, binary, hexadecimal number. But in complex data type, we have some restriction. We have some restriction on the usage of remaining binary, octal, and hexadecimal. What is that restriction? For example, if you are using an integer value in the real part, in the real part, that is in a, you can use either decimal form, octal, or binary, or hexadecimal. There is no restriction on the real part. The real part you can use any type, but the condition is in the imaginary part you have to use only the decimal form. Only the decimal form. Other than decimal form, remaining things are not allowed. That is, octal, binary, hexadecimal things are not allowed. Okay. Now, if you want to get the real number and imaginary number, you are using some predefined or inbuilt-in attributes. So, C is the variable which holds the complex numbers. If you are writing C dot real, so simply it displays the real number to you. C dot imag, it displays the imaginary number. It displays the imaginary number. Now I will show you the complex number. I will show you the complex number. Suppose some C is equal to 2 plus 3j. This is a complex number. Check type of C. The type of C is complex. Okay. If you want to get the real part, use what is the variable name? C. C dot real. Simply it displays the real number. Remember, even though it is integer, the result is the floating point. So actually 2 is an integer number. If you are writing point 0 in the sense, that is a floating point number. Even though your values are real, that is in terms of floating. Suppose C dot imag, imaginary number. See this one, 3.0 is the imaginary number. Now, now. So one more additional point is D is equal to 0 O. For example, octal number 0O49 plus some 5J. See this one? Why it is an error? Actually, the digit 9 is in the range 0 to 9, 0 to 7. That is why, because we are prefixed with 0, each and every digit must be in the range 0 to 7. That is the reason it gives an error. Suppose 0 46 plus some 6j. Now, if you put d value, please, mute yourself. So if you print D value, you already know this is converted into decimal format. Whatever the format you are given at the time of printing that value, automatically all either binary, hexu or octal all are converted into decimal automatically. See this one? 0046, this is the octal representation. For this octal, 38 is the decimal format. Okay, not only octal, here you can use either a binary or hexadecimal. Now what is the condition? For imaginary parts, the different representations are not allowed. For example, I try to assign some value 5 plus 0 032 J. See this one? In the octal, sorry, in the imaginary part, you are using octal representation, but it is not possible. It is not possible. It gives an error. It gives an error. Press enter. See this one? Invalid octal literal. Invalid octal literal. So in the imaginary part, other than decimal, no data type is allowed. No data type is allowed. Okay. Now, up to now, three data types are completed. One is integer, which is used to store whole numbers. Second one is floating, used to store real numbers. Third one is complex data type, used to store the complex numbers. And remember, these integers and floating are available in C language also, are available in Java also. But this complex data type, these complex data types are available in Python. Along with, we have one more additional data type, that is called Boolean. BOOL is the data type. The data type is BOOL, that is called Boolean. It is not available in C language. It is available in Python. So what is the meaning of this data type? This data type contains only two values, that is true or false. The two values are true or false. Exactly. And decimal value, the values 0 to 9. Float, any real number. Complex, in the form a plus ij. So in the sense, Boolean data type contains two values, true and false. Okay. For example, simple notation, a is equal to some true. Always remember true, false, and none. These three are the keywords. These three keywords, the first two letters starts with uppercase. We already discussed in the keywords. A is equal to true, type of A. So type of A is, it is a Boolean value. See this one. It is a Boolean value. For example, C is equal to 5 less than 6. So you know the meaning generally. 5 less than 6, yes or no? Yes. So 5 less than 6, the condition is true. The condition 5 less than 6 is true. Automatically here the value of C is, so I think some error. Suppose see this one, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6. Whatever it is, same. C is equal to A less than B. Now C. So C, whether 5 less than C, a condition is true. Actually here what happens in the sense, I am not writing anything. C value is true. The value of C is true. You got it? Boolean in the sense, check whether the value only true or false. Two values, true and false. These are the four basic data types. Remember, four basic data types in Python. Okay. By using these data types, we have some advanced data types also. What are those advanced data types? In the first session at the time of syllabus coverage, I said the thing. The advanced data types are string, list, tuple, dictionary, set. These are the some advanced data types. Okay. In the next sessions, we are discussing the data types. Before moving to the next session, now I will explain one more thing. I will explain one more point. Remember, the point is the point is comments. What is mean by comment in the programming language? For example, you are writing a program. You are writing a program. For example, statement 1, statement 2, you are writing some set of statements. Suppose, what is the purpose of this statement? What is the purpose? That means, what are the operation you are performing, you are doing on that particular statement? Now, so what is this program doing? That means comments are the statements which are used for user understanding. For example, you are writing a program to perform addition of two numbers. Assume A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6, C is equal to some A plus B, print C. This is my program which is used to perform addition. Now, what is the meaning of this one? I don't know. Suppose I know the Python programming language. So I know, okay, A is a variable which holds a value 5. B is the variable which holds a value 6. C is the variable which is used to store the addition of two numbers A and B. Finally, this is the statement to print the value of C. I know the meaning of each and every statement. Suppose if you don't know the meaning of any statement, then suppose if I am given the program like this to you, what is this is the variable. So complete theoretical information. Variable to store value 5, variable to store value 6. Here we are performing addition between A and B, and the result is stored in the variable C. Here we are printing the result to the user. If I am writing these theoretical statements, then anyone can easily understand. Okay, so comments are the statements that are used for user understanding. And remember, these statements are not executed. Executed in the sense, those statements are not converted by the interpreter. Who converts? Interpreter. So the Python interpreter does not convert these statements. Now, the very straight question is, How the system know whether a particular thing is a comment or statement? Suppose this is the statement, this is the executable statement, this is not executable statement. How the system knows? For that, we are using special symbols. So, comments are executable statements for user understanding. The comments are divided into two types. One is single line comment. One is single line comment. Second one is multi-line comments. That is, you understand the meaning. Single line comments in the sense only one line of comment is allowed. Whenever you are moving into the next line, automatically it shows some error. Multi-line comments in the sense you can write the comment in more than one line. For single line comment, the comment is prefixed with the keyword hash. A comment is prefixed with the keyword hash, that is called single line comment. Multi-line comment in the sense the comments are enclosed within triple quotations. Enclosed within triple quotations, that is called multi-line comments. So give me 2 minutes. I will explain this one also. For example, this is my program. This is my program, whatever it is, very simple program. Or else, remove this program. Simply, I am writing the program hash addition of two numbers. See this one, this is my heading. So any single line followed by, sorry, single line prefixed with hash, this is considered as a comment. These statements are not executed by the system. That is, interpreter, these statements are not converted. Suppose A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6, C is equal to A plus B, print C. For example, this is my program. Here, you can write a comment at the beginning of the program, or for example, at any point here, my comment is read A value. This is my comment. Again, I am writing a comment. Read B value. Suppose you can write at the top or at the below or at the right but not left. Suppose hash uh, addition is performed. The message is completely your wish. According to your requirement, you can write the message. Suppose here hash print the result. Hash print the result. Save this program and then run. See, the answer is displayed without any problem. So these are the comments, but only single line. For example, the addition of two numbers performed. If you are writing any other message, observe the colors. The comments are displayed in the color of red color. Suppose if you are writing this one, it gives an error. Only the statements, single line statement that are followed by hash, then only those are considered as the comments. Those are considered as a comment. See this one. In this case, it gives an error. This is not considered as a comment. For example, if you want to write more than one statement, multi-line, you can write 1, 2, 3, triple quotation. Here, you can write, for example, whatever the message, you can write any number of statements, 1, 2, 3. This is called multi-line comments. You can write the comment in more than one line. You are using quotations. You are using quotations. See this one, then there is no problem. So either single line quotation simply only within one line, multi-line comments in the sense you can write more than one line. Remember, here you are writing single quotations. You can also use double quotations. So here the thing is triple quotation is necessary, either single triple quotation or double triple quotation, whatever it is, not a problem. Okay. So these are the things. In the next session, we will move to some other concepts. Okay. Now, up to now, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay, I think it is clear. No problem. If you have any doubts during the practice, so immediately intimate in the tomorrow session. Automatically in the next session at the starting, if you have any doubts in the previous session, please ask me. We try to clarify your doubts. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.